Hello, welcome to Love at Home with Kim. Today I'm going to share with you the experiences and the symptoms that I had during my 33rd to 35th week of pregnancy.
Give me your strength and show me your weakness. We're in this together now. We're in this together now. Give me your love and tell me your secrets. 'Cause we're in this together now. Yeah, we're in this together now. No, 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 no. I'll keep you safe, I'll give you my everything. Even if we're falling down, even if we're falling down, all of me is yours, every part of me. 'Cause we're in this together now. You and me together now. What's the point of living if we're scared to lose each other? What's the point of living without you? Tell me now and I'll stop fighting. Tell me now and I'll stop breathing. I don't want to be here without you.
On my 33rd week, I felt something kind of different. I wasn't sure if it were contractions or if the baby was just stretching towards the outside world, because I watched this childbirth class wherein one lady there, or the host, or the the teacher, mentioned that when she was having contractions when she was pregnant, it felt like the baby was just stretching outside, stretching towards the outer world. So that's how I kind of felt one time during this week. It was just like the baby was just stretching outside, but it was firm as well, but I didn't feel any kind of pain with that part. I also had some period pains during this week, and it was really strange. On the previous weeks that I had, it was hard for me to sleep, but during this week, even though I had 9 hours of sleep, I would still have to take naps in the afternoon, which is, kind of good. I mean, I'm getting as much sleep as I can before the baby arrives, but I've been sleeping longer during this time. And I also experienced some headaches during this week, but it wasn't as bad. I could manage it by just drinking more water. I also felt quite emotional during this time. I don't know, for some reason, maybe it's the fluctuation of hormones. I was always crying during this time because, I don't know, I felt like I wasn't good enough, and I'm always used to being on top of things, that I'm able to do a lot of things like bam, bam, bam. And now, during this week, I felt like I was so sluggish. I was so weak, and not really weak, but I'm always sleepy. I didn't feel like doing things. I used to cook like 3 times a day plus snacks, like fresh food every single meal, but now it's just like, I don't feel like doing it, I'll just order. And the house would usually be spotless, but now we've somehow let things go. So I felt emotional and I was just crying because every speck of dirt that I see, it's like failure, you know what I mean? So that's how I felt during this time. But at least the most beautiful part, or the cleanest part of the house, is the baby's nursery. So that's why I like hanging out here, because this is the nicest part of the house. But the other parts of the house, it's not really attractive. Luckily, whenever I would get emotional, the baby will always seem to know how to make me feel better. She would start moving, you know, as soon as tears dropped from my eyes, the baby would start moving, started doing the wormy movements, and then would hiccups. It just brings me joy after all the disappointment that I had with myself. She would always manage to like make these movements and make me feel better, and I will be happy again. I also had a white odorless discharge during this week, which the doctor said and the pregnancy app said that was quite normal. On my 34th week, I had my appointment with my doctor and I gained about 30 pounds since my pre-pregnancy weight, which is 169 pounds, and my BP was 94/59, which is still in the normal range. I always feel sleepy and lazy during this time, but I still continue on with nesting. So if it were chores that had something to do with baby stuff, then I would definitely do it. But if it were like folding the laundry or doing the dishes, I just didn't feel like doing it. I didn't have the energy to do it. I didn't have the motivation to do it. Hopefully I will have as soon as I can. And as far as taking a shower, this might be so embarrassing to admit, but during this week it was so hard for me to do even the basic stuff, even showering. I did shower this week, of course, but it wasn't like every day or twice a day that like what I usually do, because I don't know, for some reason I was on the like, I'm not depressed, but on a somehow depressive state during this time because of, I don't know, probably still feeling inadequate. But I really believe that it was just the hormones. Come on, I mean, I don't know. But that's how I felt during this time. I also had some period pains like once a day during this week, and there were also times that I get out of balance. So probably because of my center of gravity is kind of whack right now, and because of course the additional weight that's in my midsection. I mean, this used to be flat, so so that's why. And I also tend to be a bit more clumsy when it comes to holding things. When I'm holding, for example, like fork and spoon, I would have a tendency to drop them on the floor and then I have to pick it up. But luckily, most of the time that happens, my husband is here, so he would just pick it up for me. There was also a sharp pain about 1 inch below my belly button, but it only lasted for a few seconds. I also experienced some nose bleeding, probably because of the dry weather, and my husband told me that probably because I'm a little bit more dehydrated right now because I pee a lot. But you know, I always drink water. I always drink a lot of water. It just so happened that I always pee more this week or at this time. And I also packed my hospital bag this time, so I'm done packing my hospital bag. I'm so happy. So at least in case that something happens, we're ready to go. On my 35th week, there were times that I was so sluggish, but there were also times that I had a burst of energy. Surprisingly, I was able to do some light workouts during this week. However, on the second time that I had my workout done, luckily, I was by our couch. So I felt kind of lightheaded as I was doing the light workout, and I almost fell down. So luckily there's a couch behind me and I just sat there and I was like somehow not seeing stars, but I got lightheaded. And then when I asked my doctor about it, she told me that it was normal, just take it easy on the exercise. Usually lightheadedness and seeing stars like that is a sign of preeclampsia, which is They would also have high blood pressure. However, my doctor told me that you don't have high blood pressure because my blood pressure would normally range about 90 over 60 on an average. So she said that is not preeclampsia. You do not have high blood pressure, you have normal blood pressure. I also experienced some pressure in my ears together with the lightheadedness when I did my exercises, which is also normal as per the doctor. So yeah, everything that's been happening, every discomfort so far that I've been experiencing, according to my doctor, is quite normal. On my 35th week, I've also noticed that whenever I would stand up for long periods of time, or whenever I would walk for long periods of time, let's say cleaning or cooking for, a couple of minutes, like 30 minutes to an hour or so, I would tend to have more period cramps and just general cramping on the abdomen, as well as back aches. So that was what I was experiencing whenever I would stand up for long. I would have back pain and period cramps, basically stomach pain, whenever I would stand up for, let's say, 30 minutes to an hour. Whenever I would probably cook or clean, that's when I experienced that pain, and I would just stop and rest, So I would just stop and rest, and then the pain would also stop. I would also feel contractions once in a while during this week. It's just more of the Braxton Hicks contraction. And I also experienced some pelvic pressure. It's not really painful, but you can feel the pressure that the baby is already going down there. So her weight is like putting pressure down there. I've also experienced some insomnia during this week, wherein I would sleep very late, and then all of a sudden I would wake up like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I will just toss and turn for probably 30 minutes to an hour, and it'll be hard for me to go back to sleep. And I would feel bad because most of the time that it happens, my husband is beside me. So what I would do is that I would just get up and probably do some laundry, sweep the floor or mop the floor, or do some kind of chores so that, my energy wouldn't be wasted. And after doing some chores, I would feel tired, and then I would just end up sleeping on the couch. And my husband will find me there in the morning, and he would say, "Oh, why are you there? Why aren't you in bed with me?" And then I would say, "Oh, because I woke up and then I feel bad that I might wake you up, blah, blah, blah." So yeah, that's what happened. That is all I have for you today for my 33rd to 35th week of pregnancy symptoms. So if you like this video, make sure you give this a thumbs up, because it really helps with the channel. And also, if you are into pregnancy hauls, unboxings, cooking and cleaning motivation, gardening, and all of that good stuff, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Love at Home, and also click the bell icon down below, and make sure you click the word all, and it will let you know that I upload every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!